is economics. The kids found it very difficult in the beginning. This economics is not something they've ever thought about or studied before, so it was difficult trying to get them to understand some of the foundational ideas. But once they grasped it, they really start to understand, and the class became a lot more fun, even for me as a teacher. So I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. The class we have this year is US government, and that's very dry, so I felt a little bad for the students in it. But one thing that's been kind of cool is being able to talk about current events that's happening in America, to show the application of government, to see government in action, so that the things that they're learning in the book is not just book knowledge, but to see it in real life and how that looks. So that's been very cool. Another thing that I did this year with some of the older kids is a weekly class where we share current events. I want the students to be a little bit more worldly and aware of just what's going on, even beyond their own lives, to see how how other people live. And I think it's been really good for them. They're seeing things and learning about things they've never thought about before. And also they're just kind of discovering new interests that they never knew they had. So all of these things have been working out really great, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what else we're going to do next year.
Reading the text so that the students can practice the pronunciation of particular vocabulary. I see them actually enjoying breaking the syllables, something that they haven't done before. And when they're reading, they get to practice that. So I see students practicing syllables and intonations by themselves. So they get to enjoy reading out loud, and that actually helps to increase their confidence. By the end of the academic year, they can even compose a long piece of writing where they're just expressing their opinions. So it's not just about what they do for the class, but it's about how they can interact with their peers during break times and even with their teachers.
Context clues, pronunciation, language, that kind of thing. For instance, today in class, I had a student come to me and ask me, what does beyond my intellectual grasp, requiring a mental athleticism mean? The first thing we have to do is check to make sure they're pronouncing all the words right, and then we can move towards what does each one of the words mean, and once we have the meanings of the words, we can grasp the bigger metaphor and figure out what the person in the novel is trying to say.
안녕하세요. 일본어 수업을 담당하고 있는 유미입니다. 저희 일본어 수업에서는요, 우리 모두가 함께 돕고 협력하고 또 서로 함께 해나가는 즐거운 수업을 하고 있어요. 이번 학기도 즐거운 일본어 수업이 되도록 우리 서로 열심히 노력해봐요.
So I was really happy with how all the middle schoolers and high schoolers handled the science fair this year. I thought their projects were really impressive. We took the science fair very seriously this year, and we made it a very large project. So they were required to first come up with their own proposals for their project, to explicitly tell what they were testing, what their hypothesis would be, their independent variable, and to give us like everything in detail. They were also required to give us a pretty long report, so they had to research. But the best thing about this was that we made them do most of it independently. So as teachers, we guided them and helped them along the way, but they were in charge of their own project. The results came out pretty well, so we were very pleased with the effort and the enthusiasm that we saw during the science fair.
Hi, I'm Mr. Frazier, and I'm the instructor this last semester for the high school engineering class. This semester, we were focusing on building science and building engineering and architecture. So despite the setbacks that we experienced due to the coronavirus situation and students having to study and work semi-independently at home, they still did a great job, and we were able to cover a lot of areas in regards to building science. Some of them involved the architecture and design, but also how buildings use energy and in ways that buildings can also save and improve the energy use. One of the projects focused on creating a scale model of a building where they had to survey a building and take measurements and then construct a foam model to represent the actual building, which you can see here.
People dying. If you care enough for the living, let's make a better